Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. Wow. Spent a lot of the day crying in a wonderful way. I hope some of the things you've seen and experienced have warmed you up a little bit, softened your heart, made you aware that there's definitely a space of being for you here on this planet now. And in that regard, I think what I would like to do, see, this was a 15 minutes where I get to do whatever the heck I want. And you know that session I told you about that I had with Gary, where this energy came in and made itself available, and I was like, wow. Well, over the last 20 plus years, I realized that no matter how many people are connected to it, it works. So what I'd like to do is, some of you might consider it I don't know, like a meditation or something, who knows. But here's what I'd like to ask. Okay, so oh, and before that, I need to invite Georgia over to my house. Since she feels more like her when she's cleaning, I think it would be wonderful to have. Okay, so what I'd like you to do, when I do sessions with people, I ask them if you could have anything out of this, what would it be? And so I'd like to sort of put that also together with this possibility of embracing your difference, never having to judge you again, and getting to whatever it is that is what gives you the spark of life and living. So that is what we're going to do for the next few minutes. And my hands do this. My hands move as the energy moves. And I've already told you I'm half Italian, apparently. I didn't even know that. Actually, the first time I went into an Italian suit store, I was like, I'm half Italian. Okay. In addition to talking with my hands all the time. So here's what I'd like you to do is right now, and this is going to be interesting because for those of you that watch this again, or again and again and again, each time it'll be different. How does that work? Well, it's part of the miracle of us, my beautiful friends. We are so much greater and so non-linear and so not what we have been taught. So what I'd like to do with all of those things that I've sort of put forth is also ask you if you could have anything as your life in the next 2 to 3 years, what would it be? Whoa. And here's the beautiful part. Ask and you shall receive actually works. It's that initial ask that you have for something, but the ask isn't what we've been taught. It's not define it and write it down and understand every part of it. In fact, is get the energy of it, get the sense of the way it would be, which is, I hope, one of the things you got from a judgment-free day. So if you had a judgment-free day, if you had ease with money, if you had ease with your whole life, ease with your relationships, actually had people in your life that didn't judge you and absolutely adored you, get the sense of the space that would be. And some of you may be noticing either a space or maybe a sense of energy running in your body in a different way. That's just this happening. See, even Einstein said, and I say even Einstein as though even Einstein, but Einstein said, every molecule has consciousness. He was the first one to sort of recognize that. And that every molecule, no matter where they are in the universe, is aware of every other one. So the idea that you can be here watching this and we're thousands of miles away and it still works has already basically been proven. Actually, not just by Einstein, but by a lot of other people. This is just a different application of it. So if you could have your life be this non-judgment space we talked about, a sense of possibilities, ease with money, ease with relationships, having people in your life that absolutely adore you and all of your quirkiness, that don't require you to be any different than you are right now, a sense that you can create any future you desire, the ability to have a life and living that has all the time and all the space for all the things you would like to do and continuously add more and they somehow fit in magically. In fact, I guess, let me shorten it to this. What about a magical, miraculous life? A magical, miraculous living that is a constant movement into more. So if you want to, you can close your eyes or not. If you're driving, please don't close your eyes. If you're a passenger, you can close your eyes. And what I guess I was going to explain a little bit about what I'm doing, but there's really no explanation for it. Have you ever desired to contribute to somebody so dynamically that you just did? It just was. It just is. Well, so what I'm doing is tapping into all of you, and what you don't realize is you're receiving it as actually a gift to me. There's a simultaneity of gifting and receiving when we're being us, where when you truly receive something, it's a gift to the person gifting it. What if we could have a lot more of that in our lives and the world? And while you're at it, I'd like to ask you to expand out and notice the earth. And notice that anytime you're in a place that just has earth with the trees, the plants, the mountains, the ocean, the lakes, the rivers, the animals, how peaceful it is. What if you could have that present all the time, no matter what was going on and no matter what you chose? Now, this is interesting because one of the things that in the past has come up really dynamically if I would have a conversation like this, especially with a large group of people, would be the sense of impossibility. But what's showing up now is the sense of possibilities. Not, oh, I can. It's like, oh, okay. The world is already changing, my beautiful friends. And guess what? We are the ones doing it. We are the ones choosing it. We are the ones choosing a kinder, a gentler, a more grateful, more spacious place to live. This is our home, after all. This beautiful planet is our home. What would it be like to wake up every day in and on your home and have a sense of this beautiful planet gifting and just being there like, hi. And sometimes you'll see it, you know, when an animal looks in your eyes or is just around you where it's like, oh, wow, I feel connected in a totally different way. You know, part of today is exploring our weirdness. And I initially, in the creation of today, initially was in to some degree trying to do something that everybody in the world could tap into and receive right now. And then I realized that's not me being me. I'm happy for the entire world to recognize some of these things are possible, but if I were doing this for somebody who still wants to be really normal, average, real, and the same as everyone else, I wouldn't be doing this session right now with all of you. Okay, so what can I contribute to you? What can this beautiful, benevolent universe contribute to you? To actually bring the universality, the universe of consciousness here, and make it available to you as something that will contribute to you. Something you can receive from, something that's always gifting. Could you just ponder for a moment what it would be like to always be gifted and willing to receive it? To no longer feel like you're at odds with the universe? To no longer feel like the universe is against you? And why does this always happen to me and against me? Whew, I can. And I'm asking for more of it too. Because as happy as I am most of the time, there's still so many times where I go about them in a heavy way. It's just what I learned. Then I always pull myself out of it and find the lighter way. But why should we have to walk the heavy path first? And if you do that, please know you're not alone. And if you've been one of these seekers, like a lot of you are that are watching, and you've been doing things to try to change your life, and you're like, oh, but I was happy for a moment and then it went away. You know what? You're not wrong. This is a function of us being so good at when we buy a reality that's not ours, we so dynamically enforce that we can act a part so dynamically and fight for that part to be real, even more than we would if it were actually us. See, one of the ways you know you're doing something that's not true for you is if you'll fight to defend it. If you're fighting to defend anything, it's because it's not actually yours. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and meons. different possibilities, my beautiful friends, in our world. And I say our world because this is our world. And, there's so many loud voices of discontent and discord and separation. Okay, we can be an allowance of that too and ask, what else is possible beyond this? What else is possible beyond this reality? What can I create? What can I choose? And what can I contribute to the world having something different? What can I be that nobody else can? See, you have this uniqueness. It's a unique being that you be. And it's kind of like there's this whole universe up here. Like if you've ever seen one of those movies where there's a little kid and they look up and there's like moving energies and lights and sounds and they morph into other things and shapes and then morph into others. That's kind of like you, and you have this unique interaction with this universe. And I say up here, but it's actually all around us. You have this unique interaction, and so there will be things that light you up that nobody else even sees. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is to look for those things that light you up and ask, what would it take for me to have that? And what can I do and be that will to bring that to the world? And then your life becomes an adventure of possibilities not yet seen. That is one of the gifts of you, my beautiful friends, to be the adventure of possibilities not yet seen. One of the other things I want to let you know is you cannot get to happy by being normal. Because if you look at what normal is right now on this planet, how much happiness is there? There are a lot of people doing and being a lot of things that are really not them in the name of normal. And when we do that, it takes a piece of our being away. Because we have to pretend to be something that we know that we're not. What if you could give up all of the pretenses now? Everything that doesn't allow that, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. From my point of view, to a certain extent, this day has already done what we came to do. And we're not even halfway through. Which, when that happens for me, I go, what else is possible I've never considered before? Because anything you go to do, a lot of times you'll have a sense of what it could create. You'll just get a sense of the energy of it. Well, this day, I got a sense of the energy of it. It's already happening. So now, what else is possible? None of us have ever considered. What unique contribution do you have? What unique contribution are you to all of this for all of us? And what if it's just, it may be quirky, it may be weird. The original meaning of weird was of spirit, fate, or destiny. So when people say you're weird, say thank you, because they're acknowledging that you are different. But what contribution is your very being to this day already? See, in this world, we look and you'll come to a day like this to see what you can get. Well, definitely, that's awesome. That's appropriate. And I'm happy, and everybody that's part of this is happy for you to receive dynamically and get whatever you can, and hopefully way more than you thought was possible. Because today does not get received logically. We may have covered that already, but it's not received logically. But then there's this other thing that is actually the gift that you are by participating in this. Whether you're watching it now or watching it later, your energy is interacting with the energy that all of this is and everything it's creating in the world. And here's the other part is, so there are a few thousand of us that are on this journey so far. It doesn't take many more than that to change the whole fucking world. So wherever you decided it was going to take everybody and we need billions to have the same point of view, no, we don't. We need a few thousand to get out of judgment and start looking for possibilities. That is what changes the world. So once again, I am extremely grateful you are here. And just another 60 seconds here of contributing whatever you desire, require, or need to have in your world as an awareness, as an energy, as a possibility, as an unlocking of your capacities, as an unlocking of the wrongness, as an unlocking of the idea that you don't get it, as an unlocking of the idea that you're too stupid or you're not enough. You are absolutely enough, my beautiful friend. You, exactly as you are, and as you will choose to be, are everything this world requires to become everything it can be. And you are not alone. We are here together, desiring a different possibility, choosing a different possibility, opening up a different possibility with our choice to be here together now. Whew. Well, that was fun. And let's just take a moment. And it's interesting as I, from the time I was a little kid, I had all kinds of tics and all kinds of stuff, and I still bite my nails pretty much nonstop. And my nails don't seem to mind. They keep growing so I can bite them. I think if they didn't like it, they would stop growing. They got this, my nails and I have an understanding. They grow, I bite them. You're welcome. But as I'm touching my legs right now, there's this sense of that gratitude that we spoke about in the Judgment-Free Day, and that there's this sense of aliveness. And so one of the things I'd ask you to do just for a moment is just put your hands on your body and somewhere and just notice it. Just notice what your hands notice. And maybe, I'm moving mine. You don't have to. You could keep them still. But just have a moment of total presence with your body. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad I got these 15 mystery minutes with you. And I hope it was a contribution.